provider with a permanent home here at the Wild Coast. Working with me today is the beautiful Hannah. Hannah has been here since 2005, and we have been able to build and maintain a very strong relationship with her in order to provide her with the best possible care through training and regular checkups. Everything that we learn from Hannah's healthcare is used by veterinarians and researchers to gain a better understanding of the mysterious dolphins. In fact, every day that we spend with them reveals more information about their species as well as their individual personalities, which, believe it or not, are just as different as you and I. But most of all, Helen and Hannah remind us every day that we still so much to learn about cetaceans.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Leo. One thing we know about these dolphins is where you can find them, in the Pacific Ocean. That range begins down in northern Mexico all the way up to Alaska, and then they're found over across near Japan. But if that's one of the only things we know about them, that means we have a lot of questions. And therefore, research is really important. I'm curious, has anyone ever wanted to research or work with dolphins in their past? Maybe they still do? Yeah? Well, you know, there's a way that you can help us out, especially with researchers. We want you to report any sighting you see of cetaceans to wildwhales.org when you're here on British Columbia's coastline. There's about 23 different kinds of cetaceans that you can get a glimpse of, and when you do see them, researchers want to know when, where, and how many there were, because that way we can track their movements and also figure out exactly how many of these incredible dolphins can you see that they live locally. But since there are so many different kinds of cetaceans, let's focus on Pacific white-sided dolphins. How would you know if you saw one of those? Well, here, let's all look. When you check out the bodies of Helen and Hannah, you'll notice they've got some great camouflage. That means that their bellies are nice and light, and the top of them are dark, that gray and black shading. This is known as counter shading, and it makes it difficult for predators to see them from different angles. Another thing to look for is the size of these dolphins. When you look at Helen and Hannah here, guess what? They're the typical size of a Pacific white-sided dolphin. So yes, you can see as Hannah and Helen come out of the water, they're about 2.3 meters long, which is about 7.5 feet. A harbor porpoise would be a lot smaller. You can check out Jack and Daisy around the corner to know what they look like. And a killer whale is really big. They're about the size of a medium school bus. But one of the most identifying features of these animals is their dorsal fin. If you've got your cameras out, get ready to take a picture because we want you to try to snap Hannah as she races around here, and then Helen as she follows behind. The dorsal fin of these dolphins, is unique to them, like fingerprints to us. Hannah's is more triangular, Helen's is a little bit more curved. The shading is a bit different, so it's one way of cataloging them. But make sure that if you're out there checking these animals out, especially on boats, that you're not getting too close. We have to keep a safe distance between us and the dolphins, which in Canadian waters means 100 meters or 400 feet. So that's about 10 times the length of this dock. Don't worry if you think that's pretty far away. These dolphins, they can be seen from that distance as they're the most acrobatic species in the world. Pretty much one of the most. And you don't argue with Helen on that one. Another thing that you'll be able to watch out for and listen for are their vocals. They're highly vocal with a variety of calls that they can make. And if you listen, you'll hear some of them right now.